Natalia, thank you. Carl.
Well, James McCready Bryan is a victim of the kind of alcohol-related violence these new laws aim to curtail. 8 years ago, he was out celebrating his 20th birthday in Melbourne when he was punched in the head. He was left permanently brain damaged and now spends his life wheelchair-bound, unable to move or talk. James's father, Andrew, joins us now. Andrew, good morning to you. What is your reaction to these new laws that look like they're going to be introduced in New South Wales?
Oh, good morning, Carl. Yes, look, everything's a positive step. This is a really complex issue, and I think that if there are laws that are brought about that in some way contribute to the debate, then that's a good thing. But I don't necessarily think it's just thinking about the penalties that's going to fix all this. This is a real cultural issue that needs cultural change, that needs the whole community to react to the situation. And, you know, like we've done with seatbelts and drink driving, I think it's going to take a long time to stamp out, and simply because it's so complex.
I would imagine every time this happens, you go through that, you have to relive all of this when something else happens to someone else, because, I mean, for a long time you've been trying to stop this, trying to do something about it, asking for a full court press from authorities. Continues to happen, so there must be enormous frustration on your behalf.
Well, of course there is, and every time we hear something like this on the news, it just opens up deep wounds. You know, like I said, I don't necessarily think that the problem is totally with the clubs and everything like that, and furthermore, I think probably one of the things we have to do is we have to look at prevention rather than what to do with people that do this. You know, having severe sentencing is very well on one side of the coin, but I think a lot of thought needs to go in at an academic level, even on how we actually get to prevent this sort of thing happening more.
What happened to your son's attackers?
Well, he was attacked by a group of 3 people, 2 of whom were charged. One of the people in court received a 7-year sentence and one received a 5-year sentence. Both of them were deferred to 2 years short of that. So both of them are free on the streets now, and I can just say I hope that that sentence was long enough and that they've learnt their lesson and they're out there changed people.
It must be tough.
Oh, look, it's terrible. I mean, when you hear these things in the news every day, your heart sinks. You feel for the families. People just do not understand the ramifications that incidents like this have on the network of people, not just around the victim, but around the perpetrator.
Tell me about that. How's your son? How are you?
Oh, well, my son is pretty much in the same situation he was in on the day he was hit. He has no life. He's dreadfully brain damaged, fed through a tube, he's blind, he's got no control over any muscle in his body, and it does take a toll, I can tell you.
You and he effectively have got a life sentence.
Well, absolutely. You know, we're blessed to have a few other children and things like that, but every time we see James, it's just, you just think, what a waste of a life.
Indeed. We appreciate you being with us today. I hope that these laws somehow ease the burden that you constantly have to go through and that you have to carry. It's tough. Well, we appreciate your time, Andrew. Thank you.
Oh, that's fine. Thanks, Carl.
OK, and we want to hear from you this morning. Are these new laws that we think are going to be brought into New South Wales today, are they tough enough, and what else should be done? Send us your thoughts, and we'll be speaking to our legal expert, Sam Macedonia, to find out if these laws will be challenged. That's coming up in our next hour. Lisa.